Yo. I know this is very weird. I never usually do this in my movie reviews, but I feel like this is a rather interesting, not really interesting situation, but I had a few things to add that I didn't add in my initial review. Now, the review that you're going to see after this was recorded, last night. I'm recording this video like the morning after. So I had some time to look at, other people's reviews and, see what other people thought of the film. And by my surprise, it seems like a lot of people really like this film. So when you get into my review is going to be quite different from what everybody else thinks. Now, I did watch, a couple of breakdowns, of this movie. And even with those breakdowns and the explanations as far as like what certain things mean in the film, I still have the same thoughts about the movie. So my thoughts about the movie from last night still hasn't changed now. I still really feel the same way. So, I mean, I guess if you like it, that's good, man. I'm glad that you enjoy it. But for me, I'm not going to go into my review here. You're going to see the review after this. But, in short, I didn't really like this film. But I'm seeing a lot of other people enjoying it, and that's great. But for me, it just didn't hit for me. And in my review coming up in a few minutes, you're going to see the exact reasons why I wasn't really liking this film. But, yeah, I didn't really get a lot of the, I didn't really get the initial message when I first saw it, but when I saw people explaining it, it did make the movie a little bit more clear. But in the end, I still feel like it just fell short in a lot of ways. There is one thing that I didn't add in my review that I want to add here. Now, there was this, I guess you could say the only thing that I picked up from the movie when I first watched it was there was this scene in the beginning where Keke Palmer's character was basically breaking down the history of motion picture films. And she was basically explaining that, the origins of motion pictures came from, a Bahamian jockey who, had a horse, and they recorded the horse for a few seconds. And this is where the origins of motion pictures came from. And then, throughout the movie with this whole alien invasion thing and them trying to capture, this alien invasion, I just thought that was a way that I thought that was like Jordan Peele's way of saying that, of course, motion pictures were created by, I guess, black people, and that sort of history got lost throughout the years because I guess you could say it got whitewashed throughout the years. So I thought them trying to capture this image of, the alien invasion and them really trying to capture this spaceship was like Jordan Peele's way of saying like, we're trying to like recapture this moment because the main characters are black. So I thought that was like a message saying that, hey, let's capture this on film to show the world that, this is what black people do, or this was the history that got lost. Like we were the originators of, motion pictures. And I thought that was his way of trying to like portray that message. Because even like when you watch the film towards the end, it feels like they was trying to film like an action scene. And I thought that's what it was leading up to. Like, I thought that they was gonna take the little recordings that they did record of this whole alien spaceship, and I thought that they were going to like, I don't know, sell it off to Hollywood or like broadcast it themselves online or something to show people that, hey, this is what we did. Because Keke Palmer's character in the film, she's trying to be like an actress. She's like, she's a singer, she's an actress and all that stuff. She's trying to get into the Hollywood game. So I really thought that that's what it was leading up to, but ultimately it didn't. So I just wanted to add that little bit in there because I forgot to add that in my review last night. So so this is like a little, I guess you could say a pre-log or whatever you call it before the review. So enjoy the review, man, and till my next one, I'm out. Yo, I am back once again with another video, man. Yes, this is movie review is going to be for Nope. Just got back from the theater about an hour ago, and I'm ready to give my thoughts on the new Jordan Peele movie, Nope, man. I am a huge Jordan Peele fan. Ever since he burst on the scene with Get Out, his first two films has been like just knockout successes to me. and I love both his movies, that he came out with prior to this film. So I was really looking forward to seeing this new movie Nope, and to see what was he gonna like run with this time, like what ideas was he gonna run with this time. And I was very highly anticipating this film. I couldn't wait for it to come out. I remember watching the first trailer, and I didn't really get what this movie was going to be about. It was very vague and very open-ended. I didn't really understand where the movie was going to go. And then, once the second trailer dropped, a little bit more got revealed, and then they mentioned aliens. And I'm like, okay, like, what like, kind of like social commentary is he going to, like, have in this movie? Because usually with Jordan Peele movies, that's like his thing. He has like this whole meta thing going on, to where certain characters or certain things that happen in his movies means certain things that goes on in our society, especially when it comes to race. You saw that in Us, and then you saw that with Get Out. He uses a lot of like meta, uses a lot of like social commentary to depict certain issues that goes on in this actual society. So I was, very curious as far as like, okay, where is he going to take things next? Like, what kind of message is he going to portray in this new film? And I had a lot of expectations for it, man. I had very high expectations for it, especially with his first two films being so well done. I set my expectations like really high for this one. And after seeing this film, I have to say that I'm very disappointed in this film. I did not really like this film at all like that. I don't even think I have anything good to say about this film, unfortunately. I just feel like overall, I just don't understand where was he trying to go with this. Yeah, so let me get into it. This film is it just seems like Jordan Peele, he had like a lot of different ideas, and he tried to like mesh them all into this one movie, and it didn't really make no sense at the end of it. Like, he had all these random ideas, and I just felt like he didn't really know how to. I know he could do it, but I just feel like he had like 5 different ideas going on at one time, and he decided to put it all in one movie. And I think that the end product was really just a big, just like mess. This movie, you could say, I guess it has like a Western type of vibe because of the overall setting of the film. It also has this whole alien invasion thing going on. Then you have this other subplot with this monkey, and it's just all these ideas. It doesn't mesh well. It doesn't really correlate with one another. And at the end, I'm just like, I just felt like this movie was a big waste of time. Especially with the whole alien invasion thing. It was just certain points to where, there's this alien spaceship that's like pretty much invaded the land where the main characters live at. And it would just do these random things. Like, it would at one point, the whole alien spaceship thing that was in the sky, it transformed into something else. And it just kind of got weird. And you're just like, okay, what does this mean? Like, why did this alien spaceship transform into this ball of, I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. And the whole movie is like that, where you will just have certain things that happen, and it's just like, okay, what does this lead up to? Like, how does this correlate to this scene that happened later on in the film? And I don't know, this film just felt so discombobulated. And not only that, but the characters too. Like, I don't think the characters were that interesting. Like, Jordan Peele's first 2 movies had great characters, especially with Get Out. Like, Get Out had a great cast of characters. Like, they were well-written characters. Same with Us. Like, Us had, like, memorable characters. In this one, like, the characters are just not interesting at all. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, especially like Daniel Kuglia. His character was not interesting at all. He was very just, I don't know, it just seemed like he was just lost throughout the entire film. Like, he had no emotion in a lot of the scenes, especially when things were happening. Like, you see like this big weird ass alien spaceship, and like Daniel Kugler, he's just looking at it like just so lost and distraught. And you would think that he would have some type of like emotional reaction towards it, but he's just standing there like a blank slate almost. And his lines of dialogue, he didn't really say much, I felt like. He didn't really have anything interesting to say. He just had like one or two lines here and there throughout the entire film, and that's pretty much it. Keke Palmer's character, I just felt like she was just playing Keke Palmer. Her character really wasn't unique at all. I just felt like she was just playing herself in the entire film. She had like this whole, lesbian, like, like kind of like tomboyish type of vibe, but that's just Keke Palmer to me. Like, when I watched this film and I saw her playing this character, I'm just like, this is just Keke Palmer just playing herself. And then, the other cast of characters, they had this one Asian dude he's like the owner of this carnival or something like that. And his character has a little bit of a backstory. When he was little in the movie, he used to be a part of this like sitcom, and like one of the episodes they had like this monkey as a surprise gift. And then I don't want to give too much away, but they had this whole subplot with this monkey, and that whole monkey subplot in the film didn't have nothing to do with the rest of the film. So it just felt like it was just a random thing that he just added in this film for no reason other than, I guess, that was like his idea. I guess he thought it was a cool idea to add to a movie, and he added it in there. It really served no purpose in the overall story. It was just a random subplot that really went nowhere. Man, I just felt like this movie overall just missed the mark. I'm pretty sure that there is a social political message in this, maybe a racial message in this, but I couldn't depict it. I couldn't decipher what like commentary Jordan Peele was trying to portray in this film. At a lot of times this film felt like a Quentin Tarantino film. It really felt like that, where you just have like this long drawn out movie with just, long scenes of dialogue and stuff like that. That's just like, these average, like the dialogue wasn't interesting to me in this entire film, man. It felt like a really long movie. The pacing, it just felt very slow. Towards the end, it did pick up with the alien spaceship. But like I said before, even with that, like, it was just random moments. Like, the alien spaceship would do one thing, and then it would do something else, but it's not really, like, correlative. You know what I mean? In his first two films, Jordan Peele had a way of introducing some kind of weirdness, especially with particular characters, but you will pick up on it early on, and then he will drop like little like hints and clues here and there, but then by the end of the movie or towards the end, it will pay off. It will like reveal itself, and then you will see like the actual meaning of what he was like trying to, portray. With Get Out, you saw like, that this family was kidnapping, black people and like hypnotizing them subconsciously and putting the white, like, but throughout the movie, you kind of saw that. You saw little beats and notes. You saw little patterns with certain characters, and you're like, okay, I'm picking up on certain things. And then at the end, when everything got revealed, you're like, oh, okay, like this makes sense. Same thing. You saw certain scenes throughout the movie, and you picked up on certain things early on. And then in the end, when the twist or whatever got revealed, you're like, oh, snap. Okay, this is what that meant and stuff like that. With this one, none of that is there. They just did random shit, and you're just like, okay, what is this leading up to? Like, what does this whole alien spaceship mean? Like, okay, this scene happened, and it doesn't pay off at the end, and when it just ends, and you're like, okay, I just felt like I just wasted over 2 hours of my time watching a whole lot of nothingness. It just didn't pay off for me, man. And I don't really get like the overall message that he was trying to portray. Now, maybe this is one of those films where he just intended the audience to see the film for what it was and to try to, like, you know, come to your own conclusions as far as like what this film actually means. Maybe he didn't intend for this movie to have like a deep message. Maybe he just wanted to add certain things in it. And, you know, when people look at it, they will see, okay, you know, this means this to me, this means that. So I guess this movie is trying to say this, you know what I mean? So I guess everybody's going to have their own interpretation of what this film actually means. And he didn't really have like a clear cut, like, message that he was trying to, like, you know, hide in there or try to inject some kind of like social, racial commentary into this film. He kind of like had different ideas and he wanted the audience to kind of like come to their own conclusions as far as like what it means. It could mean anything. So maybe it's one of those type of films where it's just open-ended for the audience to interpret for themselves what it means to them. So it could be that could be the case with this film. But for me, overall, I just felt like this film just missed the mark. And yeah, by far, this is his worst film. This is only his third movie, so that's not really saying much. But yeah, out of the three, this is by far this is by far my least favorite of all his films, man. And like I said, I was disappointed watching this, and I was thinking about seeing it again, but I'm just like, this film is not interesting enough for me to go and watch it again, especially it's a long movie too. So I just don't know, man. I don't know what is there for me to pick up. I don't know what I'm missing. Maybe I have to go on YouTube and really look at certain breakdowns to see, okay, what this movie is actually trying to say, or the message that the movie is trying to portray. I think I do have to go on YouTube to look for that. But as it stands right now, as far as like my first impressions of the film, I'm not really feeling this film at all. I don't really dig it. It's not my thing. Like I said, I just felt like he had a lot of ideas and he just crammed it all into one movie, and in the end it just didn't make no sense. So that's pretty much my review of this film. Very, very disappointing in this one, man. I don't know what direction he was going with this. And like I said, maybe I have to look at certain breakdowns of this film on YouTube and see what am I missing, because I feel like I'm missing something and I'm just not getting it. So I think I'm going to do that. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for my review, man. So till my next one, man, I'm out.